Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our special video today. And one of the requested question was, how do you see a bond between two people? When you know they're karmically bonded in a birth chart, and this mainly has to do with spouse. Okay, your wife, husband. It can even implement to boyfriend and girlfriend, because sometimes you will see people have a deeper connection with their boyfriend or girlfriend than with their spouse. So a deep spiritual bond does not have to survive, because nothing survives anyway. So what happens is, when you have a small bond that occurs for, let's say, even a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, that bond played out its karma. And when karma ends, it ends itself and you move on. Whether you change your clothes now and get into a new body, or you pretty much find somebody to spend the rest of your life with, and now you have a bond with them. But the thing is, if you're talking about that deep spiritual bond, it doesn't come through marriage. It simply could be with anybody. Somebody you never even met, but this person and I just have this triggering bond. So what is bond? And before we get started, if you want to know where your planetary alignments are, so you can see the bond you have, and including your partner's bond, you can go to KapielRaaj.com, where you'll find my books, reports, consultations, and of course link to my academy, Magha Vedic Astrology Academy, where I have actually shown the smartphone Vastu along with the wristwatch course in one. And I am supposed to actually make this one video related to career and education in my Nadi course, Nandi Nadi course, because a lot of questions are coming, so I'm gonna make a video on that as well. So anyway, let's start with our special video. So what is a bond? See, bond is connected through Jupiter. Jupiter is the glue. This is why Jupiter is actually exalted in the 4th house, which is the house of the mother. Mother is the glue, right? That keeps the family together. Jupiter is also gravitational pull. Jupiter is the heavy one. This is why anything that comes in a certain vicinity of Jupiter is going to be captured by its gravity, so it's pulling to itself. So what is it doing? Attracting to itself. You feel like there's a bond between you and Jupiter, between that object and that Jupiter. So in your horoscope, whenever Jupiter, and again, this is to do with two people, to see that axis of bond. Okay. In two people's horoscope, when your Jupiter and their Jupiter is looking at either the ascendant lord, or Jupiter itself, there will be a bond. Okay. So when your Jupiter in the other person's horoscope is somehow aspects the ascendant, sits in the ascendant, is connected with the ascendant lord or Jupiter itself, that's where the bond is going to be felt and seen. It can also trigger on the moon as well, but mainly is the ascendant lord and Jupiter. When that happens, there is naturally that very natural bond. When two people meet and both of their Jupiter are kind of like on those particular points, it's like two objects are coming together. They're being attracted and now they're bonded. And this is like the most simplest, even horoscope matching that one can do and one can analyze. The other form of bondage that you will see, and not just bondage, it's simply just understanding of that comfort with the other person, is when you look at the Atma Karaka, planet with the highest degree, closest to the 30th degree point. And please, I don't care if you use 8 Karakas or 7 Karakas. I use 7 Karakas, so try both. But I only use 7. The 7 Jaimani Karakas So the Atma Karaka, AK, symbolized by AK. Look at its position in the Navamsha, the sign that is placed in Navamsha. That particular sign will somehow be connected with either the ascendant, moon, or sun of the other person. That's the soul bond. Who is the soul bonded to? Because see, if you look at sun, 7th from sun, you can obviously never have Venus 7th from sun. You can never have Mercury 7th from sun. That lover, friendship, romance, and that unionship. So this is why we go into Navamsha. Because in Navamsha, Venus can be opposite to sun. But see, Atma Karaka can be anything. Atma Karaka is sun, the number one significator for everybody. But then there are these Chara Atma Karakas, variable Atma Karakas. So in the Navamsha, when you look at its position, you're going to see its sign placement. And that particular sign will become very dominant factor in the other person's chart. So now the soul is having a karma to pay. Whether could be happy, whether could be full of misery, anger, frustration, that don't matter. Soul is just here to finish it off. Like, hey, let's write this off. Let's get rid of this. Okay. So that's what this particular technique does. Then the other thing that you will also see that impacts you very deeply, and you might even pretend to think that it's a karmic bond, but it's just simply a very strong karma that just needs to be finished, and it could be over within few days, few months, is that when the other person's Rahu and Ketu are upon your moon. When somebody's Rahu or Ketu is upon your moon, you will feel obsessively connected with that person. Like, why am I so attracted to this person? Why am I always thinking about this person? Because their Rahu is upon your moon. And Ketu is where you will say, when their Ketu is upon your moon, you're like, there's a spiritual karmic bond there. I can't explain it. I think it's a very spiritual bond. And it may not be. It could be that this person may be your worst enemy, and somehow something is triggering in you, and you're like, why? Because maybe you did something really bad to them. They did something really bad to you. Or it could be like your past wife or husband who you spent the loveliest year with comes in for a while to say hello and then goes away. And so that is the triggering point upon the mind. And this does not mean that, it's a good horoscope matching or not. That horoscope matching thing has nothing to do with that. And neither you can do horoscope matching. Horoscope matching cannot be done. Otherwise, there's no use of astrology. Because it is destined path to be with somebody. Very rarely you can change that. You can change it, but it's rare combinations, especially of cardinal signs. But the thing is, you still have to end up with the person that you're going to have to finish karma off with. So this is the other type of bond that you will feel. But again, how good or bad it is, that only that experience will reveal to you. What is it that you have in your package to be given to you? The package, the contract, the paperwork that has been sent to you by the cosmos, which we look at. That's what this shows. You have a past life connection with them. And the reason why I'm saying you could, because none of us have ever been to our past life. 99.9% of people will not go through the past. The only time you go through all your past life is when you're awakening your Kundalini and going to the Sahasrara Chakra. You have to go through your past lives, see every single thing. I don't know if it's in a span of minutes, seconds, or hours, but once you have seen all that, that's when everything is released. That's the only way we can see it, unless you go for past life regression. There are naughty techniques to see what someone might have done in the past life. Like, for example, retrograde Jupiter, you can see what sin you might have committed against the guru in past life, which I don't want to say here, because then, see, someone wanted to know also, like, what is an honest spouse, devoted spouse, versus non-honest spouse or devoted spouse. See, you can make videos like this, which people have made. Oh, your spouse will cheat on you. Your spouse is going to be this. Your spouse is going to be that. Where if that astrologer is half knowledgeable, what they have done now, they have put a stigma in society. That anybody who you see with this combination, oh, you're going to cheat on me. While they wouldn't. Well, they never would. Because there's other things that are working. I mean, like I said, none of us know astrology as astrology. We know it as this gimmick. We know it as this entertainment. In terms of sadhana, when you make it a sadhana, and you cannot make it a sadhana and call yourself a professional astrologer. Sorry, you can't. You have to be in a cave. And that's where you learn the truth. Because the truth will come out when you know nobody's going to benefit from it. Why? Because all the Deviti and Devtas, they will never want to have you release some of the truth about life and what's coming or what's happening. They're not. You think the universe is that naive that is going to make you learn something that's going to happen in the future? Oh, this person's already revealing all the plan. What's going on? And everybody's now watching out for it. What do we do now? No, they can stop it. Okay. So, like, for example, when you look at an honest spouse and dishonest, I will probably make a separate video on when you get an honest person or honest spouse. Because somebody usually you will see person who has a lot of certain planets in fixed signs. They're always going to be quite honest because they're very practical, realistic, to the face. Everything is upon their shoulder. They don't hide anything with some of the fixed signs. Then, of course, you have to look into the nakshatras. Nakshatras will reveal that essence, the juice, the rasa of the individual's consciousness. Is the consciousness here to be truthful about something or to deceive about something? So maybe that will require a separate video. Okay? But this is how simple this thing is. Hopefully this has helped. Okay? Thank you. And again, if you're new to my channel, subscribe below so you don't miss this type of videos. You want to know where your planetary placements are, everything, go to Karmic or link in the description. And I'll see you in my wristwatch and wealth course. Thank you.